What's up my friends, welcome back to the channel. Tomorrow is World Gin Day. Of course, only if you watch this the day I post this video. If not, well, it's always on the second Saturday of June. If you didn't know, now you know. So, in order to inspire your libation on this beautiful day, I've prepared 3 cocktails for you that will both suit the theme of gin and summer vibes because it's getting hot in here. That was a good song. Maybe not. Anyways, I'm also very happy to say that we've teamed up with Empress 1908 gin for the occasion. I've already used this gin several times on the channel, like in this video or in this video, so it's no secret, I love it. So now, if you guys are ready, let's go quench our thirst because I really need something cold. Let's go. You know, we are very stoked to be partnering up with Empress today because not only we love their gin, we also have kind of a love story with the people behind it. 3 years ago, they invited us at the distillery in Victoria to learn more about Empress. So we discovered a great team with a good vibe, passionate about what they're doing in an awesome location. So if you happen to be in Victoria, in BC, go visit their distillery. I'm sure you will love it. The gin is produced in small batches in a copper pot still out of 8 botanicals, including butterfly pea blossoms and a blend of tea from the iconic Fairmount Empress Hotel high tea service. The butterfly pea blossom are infused after the distillation. It gives to the gin its beautiful indigo color and subtle earthy notes. It also comes with a pretty cool feature. When you modify the pH of butterfly pea blossom, it goes from a beautiful indigo to pink color for always stunning looking cocktails. So if you want to learn more about Empress, they have a beautiful website with all the information you need, a cocktail section with recipes and video tutorial in which I participated, and I'm very proud of that. And you can also see where you can buy your bottle of Empress near your location. But now, enough talking. I told you I was thirsty, and keeping on talking of Empress just makes it even worse. So let's make the first cocktail of the day, the Terroir Sour. The sour template is a very fun canvas to play with. I think it's one of the best cocktails to experiment with new flavors, seasonal or local ingredients. You simply keep the same ratios of spirit, sour, and sugar, but you just play with your sugar component to include new layers of flavors. Here I did just that. You know, being in Bordeaux, the iconic city of wine, I thought to myself, why not using Sauvignon Blanc in my cocktail to include some mineral and citrus notes to the drink. So I transformed the wine into a syrup and it turned out amazing. So for the cocktail today, we're gonna need Empress 1908, Sauvignon Blanc syrup, fresh lemon juice, and egg white. To make the syrup, all you have to do is to mix equal part by volume of Sauvignon Blanc and sugar. If you eat the wine to ease the dissolution, you will change its flavor and you don't want that. So I recommend you use a room temperature wine. I was feeling a little bit lazy though, and I think it looks very cool, so I bought a magnetic stirrer for the occasion. I think I'm gonna use that more on the channel, but obviously you can do it by hand. Once the sugar is all dissolved, you can bottle it up, and there you go, as easy as that. This is how we make the Sauvignon Blanc syrup. Now the cocktail. So in a cocktail shaker, we're gonna start by pouring 2 ounces or 60 ml of Empress gin, 1 ounce or 30 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice, 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of our Sauvignon syrup, and 1 egg white. We're gonna do a reverse dry shake, so first we're gonna add ice and give it a good shake for about 10 seconds. After, we're gonna strain the cocktail in the shaker tin and then dry shake it for an additional 10 seconds. So now we can fine strain it in a cocktail coupe, garnish it with a dehydrated lemon wheel, and there we go my friends, the Terroir Sour. This cocktail works really well. In terms of taste, it reminds me of a French 75, which I love, but with a completely different texture because of the egg white. And I was right, the Sauvignon Blanc and the gin together was a match made in heaven. So now for the second cocktail of the day, we're gonna make a spicy basil gin mule. The mule cocktails are great in the summertime. It's a crowd pleaser, a thirst quencher, and I love to play with them. I also thought that the Empress with its ginger root and the botanicals would go really well with the ginger beer, but I wanted to add a little more spiciness and some freshness, so I added basil and a homemade syrup made out of Ancho pepper. So for the ingredients today, we're gonna need Empress 1908, ginger beer, freshly squeezed lime juice, a homemade Ancho pepper syrup, and fresh basil. For the Ancho pepper syrup, you're gonna start with 100 grams of hot water, in which you're gonna add 4 grams of Ancho pepper flakes. To that, you're gonna add 100 grams of sugar and stir until dissolved. Then you're simply gonna let that infuse until it reaches room temperature. Once you're at that point, you can fine strain it, bottle it up, and this is it for the syrup recipe. Now for the cocktail, we're gonna start by placing 5 to 6 large basil leaves in a cocktail shaker. Then you're gonna pour 2 ounces or 60 ml of Empress gin, 1 ounce or 30 ml of freshly squeezed lime juice, and 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of Ancho pepper syrup. You're gonna fill the shaker with ice and give it a good shake for about 10 seconds. You can now fine strain it in an old-fashioned glass filled up with ice. Top it up with about 1.5 ounces or 45 ml of ginger beer. Garnish it with basil leaves and a little bit of chili threads. This one is fresh and spicy, but the complexity and taste of the Ancho syrup ties everything together, elevate the heat of the cocktail, but with also kind of a comfy flavor, and it's very tasty. And now for the last cocktail of the day, we're gonna make my version of one of Empress' signature cocktails, the Empress Lavender Lemonade. This one is the quintessential refreshing cocktail. The name says it all. It's a boozy lavender honey lemonade, and I made it frozen because, as I told you, it is freaking hot right now, and I was simply craving for a boozy slush. So for the ingredients, what you're gonna need is Empress gin, honey and lavender cordial, and bergamot liqueur. For the cordial, the first step, you're gonna infuse 1 heaped tablespoon of dry lavender flowers in 50 grams of hot water. Then you're gonna add 1 gram of citric acid and let that infuse until it reaches room temperature. Meanwhile, in another container, you're gonna pour 100 ml of 1:1 ratio honey syrup and 75 ml of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Then you're gonna fine strain your infusion in that mix, give it a stir, and bottle it up. For the cocktail, you're gonna pour in a blender 3 ounces or 90 ml of our cordial and 3/4 of an ounce or 22.5 ml of bergamot liqueur. To that, you're gonna add 225 grams of ice. It is very important to wet the ice to have the proper dilution. Then you're gonna blend at high speed until you get a beautiful, silky, and fluffy slush. Place that in a highball glass. Make sure with a bar spoon to tap the slush to avoid any empty space in the glass, and then pour 1.5 ounces or 45 ml of Empress gin over the slush. Garnish it with lavender sprigs, and voila, the quintessential boozy slush. It can't get any more refreshing than that. It is light and tasty at the same time, so guys, be careful, this one is dangerous. I also wanted to show you something. You see, if you skip the part of tapping the slush with the bar spoon, this is what's gonna happen. The gin is gonna sink and it's gonna take the empty spots in the glass. I know it's not a huge deal because in the end you will want to mix your gin with your slush before drinking it, but if you want to take a cool picture before, I recommend you do as I showed you. Speaking of which, if you grab a bottle of Empress and make beautiful looking cocktails, I would love to see them, so tag us on Instagram and we will reshare all your photos in our stories. So guys, that's it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the like and the bell if you want to be notified when we post a new cocktail video. Until then, thank you very much again. Have a great day and see you very soon. Cheers!